Hollywood code. I'm with Marley G, bro. Flying Holly Grove chicks to my Hollywood shows. And I wanna
all right. 6th grade social studies. Welcome to Thursday, October 1st. Ooh, we are in the month of October. Today our topic is going to be Chinese writing. So we're going to answer the question, what was Chinese writing like? Simple enough, right? Let's take a look. Make sure that you are on the independent station page, ready to annotate and read along. A famous Chinese innovation is called calligraphy. Calligraphy is decorative writing painted with brushes and ink and written on paper, which was also invented in China. Chinese calligraphy was both writing and art. Today, people all over the world use brushes and ink to write calligraphy in their own languages. Summarize the most important point of this paragraph. How did the ancient Chinese use writing? That's what we're going to answer using this paragraph. The ancient Chinese used writing much like other ancient river civilizations. Writing was useful for keeping records, keeping track of trade, and writing laws. Much like the ancient Egyptians used papyrus and the Mesopotamians used clay tablets, the Chinese invented a surface to write upon. They invented the surface we still use today, paper. Instead of a stylus like the Mesopotamians or a river reed like the Egyptians, the Chinese wrote on paper using ink and paint brushes.
Amadio?
Yes.
Ethan Janai office you can expect out.
So the Chinese wrote on paper using ink and paint brushes. Go ahead and answer the question above the paragraph. How did the ancient Chinese use writing? What I'm asking here is what did they use writing for? And the way you're going to restate is the ancient Chinese used writing for, you should find this answer in one of the first couple sentences of the paragraph. Pause the video now. The next thing you're going to do is use that same paragraph to answer the questions in the graphic organizer. So I have the first answer filled in already for the Mesopotamians. The question asks, what wrote on what surface? So I wrote clay tablets. The next question for Mesopotamians is, wrote with what tools? You can use your memory or the paragraph above to answer this question and the questions for Egyptians and Chinese. Pause the video to do this now. So go ahead and use this to check your answers. Next, answer the question, all civilizations wrote for what purposes? Civilizations had very similar purposes for their writing. Go ahead and answer that question. Now pause the video to do this. To communicate with their ancestors, ancient Chinese kings used oracle bones. The king or emperor would ask a question. For example, will it rain tomorrow? The priest would carve the king's question into an oracle bone, which was just an animal bone or a turtle shell. They would carve in, will it rain tomorrow? Then the priest would heat a bronze pin and hold the hot pin to the bone. This created a pattern of cracks over the bone. The priest, who was usually a woman, would study the cracks and find the answer to the question. Remember, this is just what their belief was at the time. So I'm going to actually Google Chinese oracle bones so you can see what that looks like. There's a couple different images here. A lot of these are turtle shells. This is the bottom of a turtle shell with a question carved in for them to try and figure out the answer to. Archaeologists have found over 100,000 oracle bones. Since many questions were asked about daily life, we know something about this civilization. The thing is, they didn't exactly ask, will it rain tomorrow? Oracle bones say things like, if we sacrifice 10 men or 5 oxen, will it rain tomorrow? The Shang kings sacrificed a great number of people to talk to their ancestors. Some of those sacrificed were enemies captured in war. Some were slaves or people who were sick or deformed. Some were merchants, craftsmen, or farmers who had upset the nobles. Some were nobles who had upset the king. Answer the 2 questions at the bottom of your page and be prepared to discuss.